You must be tired after all that walking. I mean, you walked right through that entire song.
Oh, yes.
But you never seemed to get anywhere.
No, because we're going around in circles.
Gosh, what a good song. If you don't get the Oscar for that song, I will personally be very angry.
Oh, well, so will we.
Yeah.
but people lose Oscars. People lose Oscars all the time.
Yeah, but that's such a good song. And the lyric, it makes such a nice, good statement.
It's a nice feeling.
How's Maurice?
He's fine. He's sort of...
Yeah.
He's got a bug.
But he's been doing
that's that creeping stuff that's
going around.
Someone's spreading that, yes.
Yeah, I'm
Some famous rock star I don't want to mention is giving that to everyone all over town.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd start a
dropping
rumor.
like flies.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, there's people on the set of this film we're making sort of disappearing every day. Getting it.
There's so much love for you guys in this country and for your music, and we've almost just watched you grow and change and mature and develop right in front of our eyes. We seem to know a lot about you.
Well, that's nice. What is nice is that we care a lot about the people in this country as well.
It's great, Mark.
Yeah.
And now, we've been blessed on several occasions with baby brother Andy.
Oh, yes.
And his appearance.
Yes.
Gee, he's terrific, isn't he? Now, isn't he in the wings waiting for nights like this? No. I mean, when Maurice has the bug, can't Andy jump in?
Well,
Or has Andy got the bug?
he did have a bug, didn't he?
Well, it would just be a small rash.
Well, you can Andy step in for Morris.
Yes.
Well, the kind of situation can't arise. You see, Andy's like 10 years a different thing. It's hard for Andy to do that. He would rather be a solo artist.
Oh,
Inside, I think, because it's been so long.
Normal cigarette. That's okay.
Did you test them?
Yes.
Was there writing on them? I've never looked myself. Did we get a new shipment, Jack?
Nobody scored.
You mean Andy? You notice how quiet they get in the band when you ask pertinent questions.
They've already had it.
You mean Andy feels as though he's part of another generation's music and will not
I don't
join?
think he feels that, but there's a big age difference between us and him, and were he to join us, he would constantly feel pressured by his older brothers. And it would affect his head.
Can I interrupt you?
Surely.
As I always do. I think it's important for him to do or whatever he achieves to achieve them in his own way, because he coming straight in with us, I don't think it would be good for his head.
Robin, you don't want him with the group, do you?
Absolutely.
Boy, I don't blame him. Son of a gun. How dare he have a hit?
No, this is it.
And you produced it.
How dare I?
You're his musical advisor, aren't you?
Yes.
So how could he
totally
feel
enjoy
the
it.
pressure? I mean, he's really, if you're producing for him.
No. He doesn't feel the pressure of me working with him in the studio.
Yeah.
He enjoys that, and we thoroughly enjoy working together. He would feel the pressure of being a BG at such a later stage. Like, we've been doing what we've been doing for 22 years. And
I didn't realize that.
But hold on a second. We started very young. We don't.
Yeah. But do you remember the rumor when you started? The rumor was that they were the Beatles. Am I right?
Yes, it's true.
That went around the music business for a long time because the Beatles had such great hits at the time. People thought they were recording under another secret name.
But what really happens in this business is that a lot of people around that period of time were imitating the Beatles. Just about every group that walked imitated the Beatles around that period.
Yeah.
And the idea was that if you managed to sound like the Beatles slightly, and you also could write what is termed as a hit single, then the hype of the machine would go into action. And your company would make sure that people thought you sounded like the Beatles, or thought you were the Beatles, because that works. It sells you.
It was very good for us because we brought out a record called New York Mining Disaster.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was the Beatles with a different name. And it established us with that first record because all the DJs on radio stations in the States, picked it up immediately thinking it was the Beatles and played it. And it was a hit on that basis.
So you didn't run around and deny it right away.
We didn't run around and deny it, even though John Lennon denied it. But it was good for John Lennon to deny it on our behalf.
That's nice of him.
It sort of established us in those early years because it helped our following record, which was nothing like the first one, which was nothing like the Beatles.
We'll be right back after this word. This family, musically, are they very musical?
Our father used to have an orchestra. It's going back about 30 years.
Yeah, Andy told us about that.
Yeah, on the Mecca. So, well, there's no point in me telling that.
No. I don't think he told the whole story.
No, well, maybe we can add a little to it. He had an orchestra about 30 years back and used to work the Mecca circuit in England, which is a lot of ballrooms, and still is.
Are you going to say something else?
No.
Was it a hit orchestra? I mean, did he have hit records?
Well, he was sort of a fairly well-known man. I think a lot of our father's frustration for not quite making it goes into us. I think it's a hereditary thing. We're carrying on from him. And I think he would like to think that too.
Does he approve of your music?
Sometimes, you know. Sometimes.
Does he comment?
Well, sometimes he says, that's a load of bloody rubbish.
Does he? And he's not even English, which is funny.
Which is true. He's Russian.
Yes, Russian.
But he would say things like that. And one thing about Dad is we would do a show and we'd come off stage and we'd be very pleased, but he would always find the criticisms. He would never say, great show.
Yeah.
Loved it. He would say, you bloody messed it up again, didn't you? He'd pick on a certain song in the show and say, you should throw that out. Robin, bloody terrible.
Yeah. But that's like a great athletic coach. I mean, they do that to the players.
It's not really good to praise yourself within at any time. It's nice to have the shot of ego every now. We've never.
Yeah, but what happened was our objective became to please Dad. When we'd come off stage, we'd wait, and when we pleased and we'd know we were on the right track, he would keep at us at little things until those things became implanted in our minds.
Now, they're here. They're in Florida.
They're in Florida.
And you're in Florida.
That's true.
But you remain in Jolly Old.
Well,
we call it Jolly Old here.
Oh, right. Yeah, yes, I am.
Ireland.
I thought you said Charlie Old.
No, it's Jolly Old. Jolly Old.
Jolly Old, yeah.
You've chose to remain there.
Until the next election. Now, you may
Are you running or what?
You may be saying to yourself, why is he winning for the next election?
Prime Minister Gibbs.
This is it. You see, I mean, the openings are there. Now, I'm just waiting because the next government say they're going to bring down the taxes, and that is the reason everybody's leaving.
Since when did you start believing governments?
Exactly. I mean, it's although the taxes in LA are getting pretty high, aren't they?
For people in England under a high earning bracket are 83%.
In other words, every dollar that's made there, you pay 83 cents.
No, every pound.
Oh, every pound. That's right.
Which is every
what is the pound worth now? Is it $2.40?
No. It's worth less than $2.
It's better than it was.
Is it?
It's just under $2.
Yeah, it's better than it was.
That's 83. And if you have shares in a company or you have dividends coming in from anything, that is taxed at 98%.
Yeah.
So when you get your dividends, you just send them on to the tax man because that's really.
But I've got a very good accountant, and he was in from the beginning, and I don't.
He's hiding out in Nassau.
The thing is,
right
I don't pay that much tax in England, but the average fool does. The average fool does.
That's unbelievable. It's almost not under that kind of a system of taxation. It's almost not worth going to work.
That's right. The what is the word?
Help.
No. Oh. It's another one. It's just like that.
Yeah.
That's it. The word is enthusiasm. There is no. That's still not the word, but it's
incentive.
Incentive.
Yeah.
The incentive is gone, and the employers are gone. So the employees become more and more. They become less. People become more and more out of work, and that's.
People with the money.
This is not much of a plug for socialism.
Not really. No, that's why the Labour government there is so unpopular, and they say when they get out, they'll be out for about 20 years because they're affecting everybody right down the line, and this is what happens because the workers can't go out to work because they've got nobody to work for. All the people with the big money have gone.
Yeah.
You see, because they're the ones that are suffering with the tax, and this is what happens. You have socialism, and all the people at the top with the money that supply all the work and the opportunities. They just move. They go abroad, and they go where the money is and where the people are willing to work.
That is sad. Yeah. Is there a kind of democracy in your group? Do you all have equal votes on what you do? Because there was a radical change in your group in the early 70s in the sound. I mean, you left the. How do you mend a broken heart?
Oh, very good.
Was that good? How can you mend a broken heart? But brother, Andy's got it. He doesn't appreciate it when I do his imitation. Yes, he does. He laughed last time. I just want to be your everything. Is that good? Could I be a BG?
No.
That was a radical change, though.
Well, for you, yes.
No. It was a simple operation. What do you mean? What? I mean, there was a big change in the sound of the Bee Gees in the early
Oh, you mean
70s and you...
when we started leaning towards R&B, which is really a deep love of ours. We've always loved R&B music, and we've always been able to do it. It's just that in our earlier days, it became natural for the kind of music we were doing. We had to keep on doing it in order to please the people who were buying our kind of music. And the Bee Gees music had become the Bee Gees music, and we couldn't get away from that.
Yeah.
So we had to keep writing in that vein.
We're songwriters, and as songwriters, we feel our duty to explore all avenues instead of sticking to one.
That's the strength of the group. Because you have changed and you've grown and matured.
It just goes to show that change is strength, because you have, it's great, it's healthy to change.
The moment we changed, we knew where we'd been going wrong.
People would say to us, if you change, you won't be accepted. And they say, well, that's what life's all about. You've got to change.
Absolutely. Let me show them the album. Here at last. Bee Gees live.
That's us.
There they are.
It certainly is.
But you're also red in this. Was it right after a heavy sunburn?
After a week in Miami.
Excuse me, Mr. Griffin.
Yes, Mr. Gibb.
Can I steal one of your cigarettes?
No, I don't want you to feel as though you steal them.
Well, can I?
We do have a heavy tax on these here in America. But I do want you to feel as though you've selected that one. And that you can get that dreaded disease right here on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a reformed smoker, right? I smoke 3 packs a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do or you did?
I did.
You did.
So my son used to walk in after seeing those commercials they had and say, Daddy is smoking cancer again. Then I gave it up and found myself eating the drape, anything. And this, of course, you have 5 original songs in Saturday Night Fever.
That's right. 6.
Is it 6?
I believe 6. How deep is your love?
No, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
6, 7. Wait, you counted to ours. Is that yours?
Yeah, that's ours too.
You have 7.
Yeah.
Gee, you're even 1 short.
Well,
and Staying Alive is your new single.
Yeah, that's just out.
Isn't that good? And already on its way up the charts.
Yep.
Well, there's no stopping the Bee Gees. I'm going to do a commercial. I'm going to come back and show you the Bee Gees at work with their new hit, Staying Alive. Okay? Right after this message. Peter Frampton, the Bee Gees, George Burns are all starring in Sgt. Pepper, which Robert Stigwood is shooting. It's going to be one of the big movies of this year. That's taken from the album of the Beatles.
The music is taken from the Sgt. Pepper album, but also the White Album and also Abbey Road.
Oh.
See that? Yes.
Yeah.
And you are the Bee Gees of the Marching Band?
We're Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
That's great.
Peter plays Billy Shears.
Is he good?
Oh, yeah.
He can act?
Sure.
Good.
We're having a good time.
That's
Real
nice.
good time.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's coming on very well.
Well, I don't want to hold him up for a minute. I want you to all hear the Bee Gees' new hit. Staying Alive! See, that is good. I love that. That's the way to present a song on television, right out there in that disaster area.
Yeah.
Was that right after taxation?
That was just after.
My word. That's not the neighborhood, is it, Robin?
That's where I live.
Is it? 2 cents on the dollar, huh?
Yeah.
Where was that filmed?
That was filmed on the old Combat set. Yeah, you know the TV show Combat?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was filmed on that. That train scene at the end, that was in, was it Butch Cassidy?
Was he there?
No, that was the set.
The train.
The train, the train.
Yeah.
Butch Cassidy.
There wasn't
No,
train.
just next to where Butch Cassidy and was killed at the end of it.
Yes. Do you go out on concert tour when you finish Sgt. Pepper?
No, what we do when we finish Sgt. Pepper is we all have collective nervous breakdowns. No,
You have those together too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, always.
No, we all
In unison or in harmony?
Don't push him out.
No, in harmony.
In harmony. We all go home to our respective homes for about a month, and then we get together and make an album, our new album. Come out in summer. We tour America in summer, July next year.
Good.
And we also go to Russia next year, which would be really nice.
Oh, they'll be thrilled, I'm sure.
Hold it.
Mustn't applaud Russia. Commies.
Never mind the workers. Which we hope will be televised back here. We believe that's what's being set up.
But
That would be, yeah. That'd be a fascinating show.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Ford just went over there and did the ballet.
She got back all right.
Oh, yeah, she's just got out and came right through the Iron Curtain. you don't live too far. You don't venture too far, recording-wise, from that one particular studio in Florida, do you?
Criteria.
Criteria.
So it was the best in the world.
Yeah, that's the place where everybody dies to get an appointment to record, right? It's that popular a studio.
It is a very
right
popular studio.
Sometimes you have to book a year ahead, you know.
How does that happen? Because
you just go in and say, "Can I have a studio?"
No. I mean, the popularity of a studio like that, because all of a sudden word gets around, oh, this is the best studio.
Right.
And everybody runs there for a couple of years.
That's right.
Then suddenly they found one down in Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
And then, or San
Muscle
Mateo.
Shoals is still quite popular.
Is it?
But in actual fact, Criteria was the beginning, I think. It's where Aretha Franklin made all the early records. It's where the Eagles made One of These Nights and quite a bit of Hotel California.
Is that, did the Eagles do that?
Yeah, they recorded that.
They recorded Hotel California in Florida?
I believe, no, well, we could be wrong. We could be wrong, Eagles.
No, the Hotel California is the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yes.
That's the...
I think some...
What's the crack?
No. I was watching this. The thing just went off there now, the TV part. Adam, your lasagna's on the microwave.
It was recorded
That's
in
the
Miami.
picture on the album.
They did One of These Nights there anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, most everybody rushes down there now to record. Will you do the whole album there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We do all our recording.
Is that located right in Miami?
Yeah, about 20 minutes from our homes. Robbins, about a day
No,
from
about
his home.
2,000 miles from mine. It's only a 7-hour flight.
You two fellas have been up since early hours in the morning, getting your makeup on and ready for that shooting out there.
I know. I've really got to get back and iron my pantyhose.
I know. One of those scenes tomorrow, huh?
My sequin outfit, my green number.
Yeah. I thank you both for coming out.
Thank you.
And my best tomorrow.